GloryDaze. The best of Morning Glory with PJ and Jim on Radio Nova.
With InsureMyVan.ie, the van insurance specialists. See how much you can save at InsureMyVan.ie.
Right, here we go again. Oh, I tell you something. I'm actually glad to get to this point, this kind of podcast bit. Because it's the end. It signals the end of what's been a rough week.
An absolute shite ball of a week, so it has. We've had
Fair
a rough
to
one.
say.
Jim McCabe, of course, had it easier than everybody.
Easier?
Yeah, because you're used to living outdoors and not having electricity. So when your power cut hit, although you had an awful weekend last weekend.
But I mean, the weird thing about it was, right, the last episode of this podcast, we spent a lot of it anticipating PJ having a horrendous weekend.
We did, yeah, going to Torquay.
Due to go to Torquay. We were expecting it to be horrific weather.
The storm and all.
A hotel from hell.
It was all fine.
It was going to be, yeah. And unfortunately, it backfired dramatically. Spectacularly backfired
in the most
on me.
wonderful way, because I headed off to Torquay. Of every flight that morning to Bristol when I was heading off was cancelled except for mine. On the flight out there on time down to Torquay, the hotel not a shithole. All the lads we met really sound, had a great time, and then I get a message from Jim. For fuck's sake, the fucking electricity is after coming. And from Friday, the storm is after. I've no phone signal. And the only reason I can even text you is because I had to go for the pizza. That's what he said.
Well, it started literally the Friday night, didn't it? It started because I ended up with my mate in A&E.
Yeah, your mate got sick
having
first.
to bring him to a hospital.
And they asked, what's wrong with him? Everything was the... They literally said everything. They gave him a list as long as a Chinese takeaway menu.
Absolutely.
Of ailments, yeah.
And then the electricity, the storm hit, and then the electricity went, and it was out until Tuesday night.
Oh,
and
jeepers, yeah.
It was, and then of course we had the dreaded lurgy, the pair of us.
And that was the thing. I should have been able to enjoy all Jim's misfortune, but of course I've been sick all week. I'm still sick.
What's this? I just said we.
Yeah, but I was sick.
Right, which is of course more important than me being sick.
Well, it is, because you're used to feeling, again, being outdoors and all.
Yeah, I'm used to feeling miserable.
No, but we've been dragging our arses through this week with illness.
It's been a rough week, hasn't it?
Has now.
And the thing about it is,
it
I
really
have to
has.
say, I saw a little thing on social media yesterday, right, and it was Noel Gallagher, right?
Yeah.
So let's face it, isn't exactly Mr. Chortle. Right, Noel Gallagher, and he was talking about Christmas, and I have to confess, at the time, the way I was feeling, it hit the spot.
Really?
He really hates.
Good.
I'm similar to you. He hates it.
Does he?
He says it's boring. He hates the jumpers. He hates the ads. He hates the music.
I wasn't an Oasis fan until now.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
And he said the only good thing about Christmas was the time John Lewis used one of his songs in their ad.
So he made millions. Yeah. He made millions, yeah, basically.
But it is that thing. Like, if you're having any sort of a rough time, it's accentuated by everybody else in Christmas mood.
Really, it is. And that's the thing. Everybody's doing the whole, oh, come on, it's Christmas. Doesn't realise the fact that it's Christmas is the reason most people are pissed off. They'd be fine if it wasn't for that. That's the problem.
Yeah, just, when you're sick or when you're, I don't know, or you have shit going on, you're under pressure or whatever.
Oh,
it's just added to it, isn't it? Because somebody goes, hey, we're going to do Kris Kringle. Fuck off!
I'm going to put your head through the wall.
Yeah. Just when you have a million things to do and you're feeling rubbish and whatever, it's going to do, hey, we're going to get together and do a Christmas quiz at lunchtime.
Shut the fuck up. That's what you start feeling, isn't it?
Correct.
You're like, oh, shut up with your Christmas quiz. Stop bothering people.
Yeah, it's going to be Christmas jumper day tomorrow.
You're a fuckhead. Let just people try and get through it in the best way they know how, which is head down. Yeah, getting on. And even internet shopping and all was always the way now. Not always the way. You should shop Irish if you can, even on the internet, whatever. Always do that and everything, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I know, trying to do the right thing as usual. There you go. But if you can't, now, if you try and do Amazon, last minute Amazons I've been trying to do.
Right.
And then because of that storm, a boat hit the fucking pier in Wales, and now all the stuff is being delivered late. So you can't, like, it's like all these little miniature, you always say it, death by 1,000 cuts, you know, and that's what Christmas is, isn't it? Like, you got to do the visits, you got to do the parties, you got to contact the people you've been avoiding for 364 days.
Yeah.
You've got to sort out kids' things, you've got to sort out cards, you've got to send out invites, you've got to do all these things, and is there any one of them you want to do? No, what do you want to do? I want to eat dry turkey on my own.
Do you know what ends up happening as well is that everybody, each individual person thinks that whatever it is they're doing, or in charge of, or organising, or whatever, that's the most. They can't understand why everybody wouldn't be as enthusiastic, as they are about it. So, but all you have to do is go and find a present for a colleague. And it just has to be to this price, and it just has to be by later on today.
You've 300 other things to do. Oh, and they're all tiny, just to have to do.
Exactly.
All of them.
Yeah.
And they take months. They take days of my time. You know.
Yeah. And they've no sympathy when you go. No, I couldn't. I didn't. I just thought. I mean, it was one small thing out of the entire year. It was just one small thing.
But you've no life. All you do with your life is bother people.
Yeah.
You know,
you're a professional botherer.
You're a botherer. You bother people with your good humour. You know, it's the typical thing as well, isn't it? The road to hell is paved with good intentions.
Yes.
You know, because you can't be rude to people, and you can't say, no. Fuck off, you leave me alone. You can't. You think it, you can't say it because they're trying to do the right thing.
I was just going to say, you and I have a classic example, which we're not going to go into too much detail on, of somebody really trying to do us a solid.
Oh, Jesus, yeah, exactly,
and
yeah.
Yeah.
And the biggest pain in the arse, everything about it. Isn't it?
Despite the fantastic intent.
Yeah, yeah.
You know.
There was somebody who's just so nice to us, and we just hope we'll never see them again. And it's just, and because, it's bothersome.
Yeah.
It's just bothersome,
Among the million other things that are going on in your head and your life and everything at the time.
Yeah, and you're like,
mental.
It is mad, isn't it? Yeah. And the person that's hearing this will never, I guarantee not in a million years they'd know it's them. Because they're trying to do, they're so wrapped up in their thing, they're doing everyone a favour.
100%.
And you're
100%.
like, why don't you just stop? Just stop. You know,
And you're going to have I suppose probably a bit early to be talking about this, but you're going to have a mad kind of, like, from my perspective, looking at you, right, in all the years that I know you, the maddest of Christmases that you will have ever had, for the reason
that's
that this
potentially
is
true, yeah.
Because this is going to be the most, I think in the years that I've known you anyway, this is going to be the most full-on family Christmas
I've had
you've possibly ever had.
Ever in my life, I'd say, yeah.
The amount of people, the fact that there's kids, two of whom are your own.
Which nobody can believe, including myself.
You're going to have, talk about a roller coaster,
and meeting friends and all, which I'd never normally do.
Yeah.
And why do I have to meet them? Because they have kids and all as well, or whatever it is, you know. But meeting people, you know, like this, like I'm in environments now I've been actively trying to avoid forever.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, and I am very surprised by this. I have no idea what this is supposed to look like.
And you don't even have any idea what to expect.
No.
Because you wouldn't have even been sort of circling around that sort of environment in the past.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not like you would have even sort of, picked up on the chat around it. It's
know.
going to be a completely new experience.
Totally new. And honestly, it's intimidating.
Yeah.
It is.
It should be.
Oh, yeah.
See, this is the opportunity now. I've just realised the opportunity has presented itself to me. So, let me tell you, about the horrors that await you.
Oh, God.
So what have we got now? From today, I've got about 12 days.
12 days of torture.
In which to kind of constantly remind PJ about the hellishness of a full-on family Christmas.
That's what we should do. We should rewrite the 12 days of Christmas, right? The 12 and call it the days of torture. And you put in a new one every day. Yeah. So it's like, on the first day of torture, Jimmy came to me and told me about the Christmas party.
Yeah.
On the second day of torture, Jimmy came to me and told me that. Or told me.
It has to be two.
Oh, yeah. And told me about the twins things from Santee. Yeah, there you go.
That's a hit. That's a hit. And I swear to God, it'd be as big a hit as, remember when, what's his name, Gubnut did the shit version of the 12 Days of Christmas.
Honestly, I can totally see it. And then at the end, we'd have you going like, 3 drunken uncles, 2 twin presents, 1 Christmas party, you know.
Yeah. Oh man, I tell you something, it's going to be a voyage of discovery, and I can't wait to watch it. It'll be like live television for me. You know, watching it.
And trust me, you're going to hear all about it. You're going to hear all about it.
I was never in any doubt about that. Because the one thing, to be fair to you, is, you know, much like as you've said yourself about you know, Americans in the past, you have been somebody who's embraced the idea that if you're thinking it or feeling it, you're going to tell everybody about it.
I have to say, you're not wrong. I have to say, you know, the way after I had me my little interval from life, you know, and then I was doing all the stuff on the radio and the talks and all, where I was like, you know, it's important, lads, to talk and, like, you know, make sure that you don't keep things in. Anyone that knew me has come to me afterwards and says, when did you ever not talk about you?
Yeah.
Honestly, like, even, I mean, no offence or anything, but we always knew what was wrong with you. You never stopped shiting out of you.
Yeah,
you know, like
so it's kind of it's hard to imagine that. You got to a place where you thought, oh God, I need to take some time.
You're
out.
right. No,
I need to talk about my issues. In fact, I actually think you went in there to give your mouth a rest, did you? Just to stop talking for a while.
Probably the quietest I've ever been. Probably the quietest I've ever been. But you're right, I am like a sort of Dublin episode of Dawson's Creek. Like, I haven't every single thing that I have had to say to someone. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, and unfortunately for the last 10 years, it's mostly been Jim McCabe.
I've been a sponge.
Oh, very definitely.
To your every kind of thought process.
And in fairness, much like most of the counsellors I've ever gone to, it's the same reaction where they eventually stand up and just go, I don't know what to fucking do with you. Just give me a break. Just stop talking.
Listen, stay there for a minute. I have to just go out here.
Mother of God.
What's out there? It doesn't matter. I'm just going out here, right?
I'm the only person where counsellors and all, and Jim McCabe and all would just go, will you just get to the point? You've been talking about for half an hour, still don't know what you're trying to say.
Magnificent. Brilliant. But actually, on the subject of speaking, getting to the point, are we allowed to mention the other person who's very good at finding the circuitous route to get to what they're trying to say?
Kelly. Oh, definitely. Oh, my partner, Kelly, yeah.
Absolutely magnificent.
She's unbelievable. She's incredible.
As a storyteller goes, there's few better. She's
unreal. Yeah. She sends you a voice message or whatever, and she's amazing at it. She goes, okay, brought the kids into creche today. They're not feeling great, so you might get a call later to collect them. That might be the core of the message.
That's the essence of what's being communicated.
So first of all, you open your phone, you're like, okay, 3.5 minutes voice message.
Yeah, two sentences, but 3.5 minutes.
You go, I woke up this morning to the cacophony of coughing from one of the children. Yeah. At first, I thought it was Stevie, and maybe she still had whatever was wrong during the week.
Yeah.
But then I realised it was Milo.
Yeah. I walked to the window. It was quite the scene. As I drew breath and thought, come on, you can face this.
And you're like, what is this, a 1950s spy novel? What's happening? Yeah. Just tell me the story, you know. And then at the very end, the last 10 seconds of the message will always be the only part of the message, you know, where you kind of go, so anyway, you may get a call for him to be collected. If you could do that, that would be great. I love you.
Yeah, I was just setting the context.
You're like, what on earth has been going on there?
Do you know what it's like? It's like a modern day equivalent of, remember you were always used to saying that, you know, when you'd go into your mother's or somewhere and they'd want to tell you something. And whatever it might be, somebody moved house, somebody died, somebody whatever. But the amount of tangents.
She starts in the middle of the story.
Yeah.
So you've no context. You know, you walk in going, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, she'd say to you, can you believe that? What? I've literally just arrived.
He's after dying there now. Who's after dying? Who do you think? You're like, I don't know. We're in the middle of the story. We're in the middle.
Yeah.
I know, yeah. Anyway, I have to just find out what's going to happen next. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And then
you do. You do. Know him. Surely wasn't he married to the sister of your man who used to have that thing behind the shops?
And then you so you figure it out eventually. You get to the end. The funeral is this day. You get to the end, and then she goes, right. She starts. She gives you the start you missed out on.
Yeah.
I don't fucking need it anymore. And that's when she starts going, geez, I met that man now for the first time when we were... You're like, I can't.
Yeah.
It's irrelevant now. We've already struggled to this point. I already know this point. And then you'd be like, just get to the point. That was the problem I always used to say to me, man. Just get to the point. Okay, I don't need to know what the day was like. I know, doesn't matter it was raining. And just please tell. And then you go, I'm fucking trying to get to the point, aren't I?
Will you stop interrupting?
If you'd stop interrupting me, I would have been finished 25 minutes ago. And then you're like, well, why is this taking 25 minutes at all?
Yeah.
I hope I'm never like that. I hope I'm already like that. Let's be honest,
but in fairness, I know what you're talking about. There's a special type of character that when they, like, it's almost like you can see the light go off in their head. The spotlight has found them. And they have something that
floor.
Somebody else needs to know, or whatever, and it'll come to them, and it'll be like, so, and you heard about Jerry Walsh there, did you? I didn't hear, no. Well, and that's the moment. Well, and you can nearly see the spotlight suddenly coming on them. They've taken to the stage.
And everyone in the room goes, oh, we're fucked.
Oh, here we go.
Well, no,
and you know they're going to go, well. Anyway, it was 2:30.
Yeah.
And on your Jesus.
Oh, yeah, and you're straight away, all the detail you don't need. 2:30, maybe 3. No, it would have been 2:30.
Yeah, because I normally go for me lunch, actually.
Yeah, no, hold on. Was it 2:30 or was it 3:30? You're like, it doesn't matter. No, I think it was 2:30. And you're like, oh my God.
Yeah.
So I went in, and I go in every day. You know, all the information that gets added on. Totally irrelevant.
Yeah.
I went into him, right? I go in every day.
Yeah.
Same time.
Yeah. Because, I have to, obviously, I do have to tell him a few things anyway in a normal day.
Yeah,
because he'd be in charge.
Like, you drop bits in.
Oh, fuck.
And like it says, normally about 2:30. Might have been 3. And you're like, oh my fucking jeez, stop. And you're like, so this time, he looked different, right? And I says to him, are you feeling the same? He's like, oh, for fuck's sake. And he said to me, what do you mean?
Yeah.
And I was like, well, it's just that you seem different. And he goes, why? What's different? I was like, it doesn't fucking matter. None of this fucking matters. He looked different. You asked him, he said no.
Is he dead?
That's the story. That's the... What happened after that?
Yeah.
What happened after that?
Yeah.
Well, he says, like I says, he says no. Oh, for fuck's sake. Anyway.
Because I said to him, did I say to him it was 2:30? Or did I say to him it was...
It was about 2:30. And then he says, this woman came in to see him. And he goes, it was unusual because he doesn't normally see that woman. It would normally be a different woman, right? And it was the same time of day, but it was a different one that was not... Fucking Jesus! A woman came in. What did she say?
Is she even relevant to the story?
Is she relevant to the story? What did she say? No.
It was after she went.
It's just it was a different woman. But then the phone rang. Oh, fucking hell. You're like, yeah, and I says that, and then I thought, when he said I thought, what you thought doesn't matter. No matter where the story is going, your personal thoughts at the time are totally irrelevant to it.
And it's literally that. It's like, I've gotten the moment. This is my moment. I'm not letting it go. I am going to hang on to this moment for as long as I can.
Then they tell the story, no reaction at all. They go, not mad. It really wasn't. It really wasn't. The only thing that's mad is that we all had to,
we're all still here.
If you can summarise, so you go, you asked him, was he all right? He says no, he's after taking a bit of a turn, but he will be okay. Is that the story? More or less now, in a nutshell, but
Yeah. Gas, that wasn't it?
Let me ring him now and I ask, yeah, you can't.
That's enough storytelling for anybody for 1 week.
It is, yeah, I swear to God. And people say, I go on a bit. Well, I have done. I've literally just spent 18 minutes telling you about a fella who can't get to the point.
GloryDaze. The best of Morning Glory with PJ and Jim on Radio Nova.
With InsureMyVan.ie, the van insurance specialists. See how much you can save at InsureMyVan.ie.
It seems that everybody is getting into the old showing off their cooking and culinary skills, it seems, right? Believe it or not, Cliff Richard.
Oh, Mr. Christmas.
Mr. Christmas himself came out and he said, no, not about the new calendar. No new singles. No, not announcing the tour, the tour of Australia. Remember, that was done.
Tour. Oh my God,
we already did that story. I totally understand why you would have blocked it.
How old is Cliff Richard?
Oh, he's banging on 90 now, isn't he? 91 or something.
Oh my God!
But he has come out.
Tour.
Yeah, an Australian tour. Yeah, and he's come out and he said, "I make the best gravy in the world, and I'm ready to share my recipe." That's what he said.
For Christmas. For Christmas dinner.
Yeah.
So you can have your gravy.
Yeah. That brilliant. The man.
You can actually have Cliff Richard gravy.
Yeah. Cliff Richard gravy, the greatest gravy in the world. That's a direct quote from Cliff Richard. He says, avoid the traditional method of mixing juices from a roast with a dash of wine. Very specific of what you should avoid. And he says, go for this, the unorthodox recipe. 8 stock cubes of different flavours.
Different flavours?
Lamb, chicken, beef and vegetable with boiling water. Then throw in 2 chopped onions with teriyaki, soy and Worcestershire sauce.
Oh, so it's a bit spicy, isn't it?
A bit spicy, yeah. Now, he put that out there, and of course, the world being what it is, that is controversial. The world being that what it is, you say how you like your gravy.
Cliff Richard's gravy has caused a stir.
Yeah, so much so, a Michelin star chef, right, reacted and said, this is absolutely vile. Disgusting. Tom Brown, a Michelin star chef from the Pearly Queen Oyster Bar, he says, absolutely vile, disgusting. He doesn't know what he's talking about. And then Dr. Nathan Keelan, look, this is what happens in the world today. A food scientist from Tasmania says, unreal. Teriyaki, soy and Worcestershire sauce to gravy. Yes, it could broaden the flavour profile, but this isn't to be advised and may border on the disgusting. People are
Who'd have
very
thought
upset.
people get that, that angst-ridden about gravy?
Yeah, Doctor...
Surely you just go, not for me, I don't like whatever. Worcestershire sauce or something.
Philistine. Dr. Keela says the basis of all good gravy is juice from a roasting tray. Don't they understand roasting meats causes fats to render as separate from the meat liquid? It can't even be qualified as gravy, what he's saying. Cliff Richard would want to have a good think about himself.
Wow. I thought you were going to say that like he could have that his gravy actually had mistletoe in it.
I know. I wouldn't be surprised. Considering his recipe, it wouldn't hurt.
Yeah.
He should re-release the song now, because we've had the song Mistletoe and Wine for ages. He should re-release it as the gravy recipe so we can't forget it,
Right.
That's what he should do.
But he doesn't want wine in it.
Yeah, I know, but that's it. We re-release it. So instead of it's Christmas time, mistletoe on wine, he goes, 8 stock cubes, lamb, chicken, beef and veg, boiling water, 2 onions instead, with some teriyaki, soy and Worcestershire sauce. It is the best gravy for the turkey and
no.
GloryDaze. It's the very best of Morning Glory with PJ and Jim on Radio Nova with InsureMyCars.ie.
Get low prices and save on your car insurance today at
InsureMyCars.ie.
As you mentioned yourself, you're not in the fullness of your health.
I'm really not now. I'm very far off.
We're both suffering a little bit. One of us doesn't really go on about it that much.
And then there's me.
And then there's you. So, so I think you did very well considering that you aren't in the fullness of your health.
Thank you very much. It's not often a compliment comes out of your head.
Well, it's kind of, what do you say to a sick person? Do you know what I mean?
I tell you, I'm in pain. And in fairness, at least you're giving me complimentary sort of language there, even if it kills you to do it. But bizarrely, there's a list has been published from practitioners, like general practitioners, published a list of, listen, here's a bunch of things to not say to people when they're in pain. You know, by all means, sympathise. By all means, sit down and ask if there's anything you can do, or can I get you out, or any normal sympathy. But there's certain things that get said that you really shouldn't say.
Okay.
Things that are unhelpful. One of them, of course, being, sure, it could be worse. And it could be worse, but I'm still in agony now. Could be worse for you if you say that again, because I'll stick your head in the wall.
Yeah, could be worse. I know.
It could be worse. Does not do anything to alleviate the situation.
It's belittling, isn't it? It's kind of, it's minimising your. When you're not well and when you're feeling in pain or you're ill, you want everybody to be to feel as bad as you do.
Of course you do. And that's what I mean. The minimising it is the worst, which means this next one is worse again because I'm sure it's not that bad.
Oh no, but don't. Oh my God.
Gee, come on. It's not that bad, right?
That's so annoying.
I know you're in. Now I do get it, because when people are in pain, they tend to exaggerate. But it's only to tell you how much pain they feel they're in,
Yeah.
So, when people be going, I swear to God, I felt like I've a whole lorry full of boulders rolled down and pinned me to the ground.
Hang on a second. I mean, for somebody to turn around and say, it's not that bad. How do you know?
Yeah, how do you know what it feels like?
You are not feeling it. How do you know it's not that bad?
Standing there, not a buzz running.
Yeah.
telling me it's not that bad.
Exactly.
Yeah, and then the next one comes out. It's normally the same people who say, well, just think positive. Like, can you not just think about when you won't be in pain? Would you not think of that? No. Think positive, You can't positively think about a post-surgical wound, to be honest with you,
Yeah.
Or a broken leg or a broken arm. And then...
you forget these are all regular phrases that you probably...
Oh, yeah.
I hope I've never said this to anybody.
Well, and then there's time, you know what I mean? Just give it time. Time heals all wounds,
Just give it time.
Just give it time, yeah.
As opposed to what, exactly?
As opposed to what? I love that time heals all wounds. Well, actually, with age-related pain, so I just asked Jim McCabe, time is actually the reason for these wounds.
That is the enemy.
It is actually why I feel the way I feel. The reason I have to grunt when I stand up is literally because of pain. And then it gets ludicrous. It's like, the whole, it's all in God's plan. If it wasn't meant for you, if it wasn't God's obviously thinking there'll be a benefit to it down the road. You're like,
what did somebody say yesterday in here?
What did they say?
Something about, some God only gives it to the soldiers who can carry, or what was that, some mad phrase?
What was it? Someone said something mad yesterday. God gives his heaviest... or his greatest missions to the soldiers he knows can do it, or something like that.
Again, don't be saying that to people who aren't feeling it.
The fact that we've already mentally blocked out who it was said it is and then, of course, now other people have it worse, Just think of them.
Oh, sure.
Oh, other people have it worse than you. And as if that ever makes you feel... It's like when you're really bad in pain and somebody walks in, there's nothing wrong with them, and you say, I'm in an awful state, I'm so sore, oh my God, I really now... And they go, "Jeez, that's not how I felt when it happened to me."
Oh, yeah. The one-upmanship that kicks in.
Yeah.
You think that's bad?
I think that's bad.
You think,
6 months I was like that, and I had a headache, and I couldn't have had that. I wasn't even able to eat me favourite packets of crisps or anything.
Yeah.
So think about,
Yeah.
You're lucky, really, You're actually lucky if you think about it that way.
Am I?
Yeah. Oh, there's people out there that people who are feeling like me now would wish they were.
GloryDaze, the best of Morning Glory with PJ and Jim. With
Get low prices and save on your car insurance today at
InsureMyCars.ie. The thing about Christmas is, right, that everybody has their own particular association with it. Some don't like it, right, for whatever the reasons might be. And then, but people they always get asked, what is it that, makes Christmas for you? The Hallmark version will be, to see the family or whatever.
Yeah.
For us, it's like, sure, to see the turkey.
To see the turkey. And everyone has always had these different things, haven't they, through the years? Some people, the toy show is the beginning of Christmas. All the older ones will be there. The day you see the RTE guide.
That's
and you can circle your programmes. That would have been like, when you knew...
That's going seriously back in the day.
Yeah, but that's when a lot of people knew Christmas had arrived. And if you're like me, I always know Christmas is here because we're fighting with our family. That's how you know. The tensions have reached boiling point and simmering around the house, and then you start having stupid rows about...
That's the basis of your Christmas traditions. I love a good fight with the family at Christmas.
Yeah, I love it, yeah. It's too hot in this hot room. What are you talking about? I'm freezing. I've been running around doing all the cooking and the cleaning. Well, I've been sitting
you what they're eating the last of the tripe? Oh.
Yeah, I did eat it, yeah. That was for my father. Wow. Yeah, that's how I like.
How did this happen, right? That you have, as we said before, whatever you want to call it, the Hallmark kind of version of a Christmas, whatever, and it's all that sort of love and happiness and celebration and togetherness.
Yeah.
And yet the reality for everybody is there's always something, isn't there?
There's always some tension, isn't there? Yeah. I'm not wearing matching pajamas with you and the kids again. Sick of it. All the lads are calling me names and everything,
Have you been dragged into that?
No, I haven't.
It'll be a bit awkward to take that photograph anyway, especially since you have a tradition of not wearing anything on your bottoms.
Yeah, unless the whole family just wants to go with no bottoms and a T-shirt. Which I doubt is going to make a very good Christmas card.
That's a hell of a Christmas card.
Yeah, wouldn't it? Imagine. And then there's what the traditions are when families come together. Oh, you're supposed to open your gifts together after, you have breakfast, or you just tear into them. There's all of these. I was a tear into them family. Kelly's family are a very, they all sit down and together and
in turns and everything.
And they take it in turns. Santa's gifts first. And then
at least when you do it your way and you rip into them, then if you're disappointed, Just, I mean, it's easier to hide
exactly,
it. Whereas if everybody's looking at you.
And then you open it up, you know. Oh, jeepers.
Look at that.
Oh, wow.
God.
Jeez.
Wasn't expecting that.
You shouldn't have done that now at all.
What is it?
Yeah.
Wow, it's amazing.
Is there a street for that? Where'd you even buy something like that?
Yeah, that's tough going.
That's tough going. And then when is it too early to make that sound? Psh, and in the day?
Oh, yeah.
When is it too early to...
When is it responsible to do it?
Yeah, at what point in the morning is it okay to pour yourself a big one?
And are these the reasons people have the most rows?
Yes, these are the reasons.
These are the things people fight about at Christmas.
And genuinely, I'm not alone. Like, if 40% of people say, yeah, you wouldn't get through Christmas without a row, it is as much a part of the festive period as anything else. Be it the gifts and be it the joy and the visits and the eating and the whole, it's as much a part. Sitting down to board games and all. I'm fully convinced at this stage, the only reason a board game exists is to make people hate each other. No one has ever finished a board game. In the history of board games, no one has ever finished one.
Right.
Monopoly's never been finished. The game of life has never been finished.
Well, Monopoly in particular, like that's... How does anybody put aside, a week? I mean, Monopoly goes on longer than your average cricket match. It's ridiculous. Has anybody ever finished Monopoly?
No, that's what I'm saying. It's never been done.
Yeah.
It's just what the person that goes, let's play Monopoly, is basically saying, okay, let's get the fight out of the way now.
Yeah.
And then we can move on.
Although if you want a really good fight with a board game, you should get Scrabble is the way to go.
Oh, yeah, Scrabble's a great one.
That is a word. No, it's not. What word is it?
What is it?
Zizikabud in. It's a word.
Yeah, Zizikabud is a word. It means your hair fell out your thick. Like, jeebus, that's rude.
Yeah,
you know?
Scrabble's always You can't use plurals. It's not that's the way you spell it.
Yeah, and then you start just getting annoyed and writing you thick on the tiles and all.
Yeah, I'm trying to spell out rude words.
Yeah, Daz a flu. There you go. Give me 20 points for that. See how you like.
Glory Days. It's the very best of Morning Glory with PJ and Jim on Radio Nova with InsureMyCars.ie.
Get low prices and save on your car insurance today at
InsureMyCars.ie.
And of course, PJ, he was planning to escape. He was planning to escape Storm Darragh because he, as you may have heard if you've been listening over the last couple of days, he's planning to get away for a little break in Torquay.
That was the plan.
He's using the cover story of a biker's party.
That's what it is.
Weirdly, there's no bikes involved whatsoever. Torquay, all I will say is famously one part of that, that sort of summer season, end of the pier comedy stuff. I don't know. Draw your own conclusions.
You're the worst.
But anyway,
you know that.
Now, a couple of things. One is we found out Torquay's weather even worse.
It seems to be even worse by the looks of things.
Even worse. So you may not even get there at this rate.
According to the UK Met, there's they're saying danger to life and all.
And that's just Torquay normally. That's before the weather kicked in. But a few things have come to light since PJ's revelation, because Torquay, famously the home of Faulty Towers. That's where Faulty Towers was set. And yesterday, when PJ was talking about this, someone we work with here in Radio Nova, Elaine, it turns out she'd been.
Yeah, I went to Torquay. I'm going to Torquay for the weekend. She goes, Torquay. She went all Basil Faulty on it. She goes, Torquay. So I was there. I was supposed to go there like 20 years ago to Newquay, and I ended up Torquay by accident. She goes, it was full of convalescents. She goes, and benches dedicated to the dead. That's what she said.
That's true. She said it was full of mobility scooters and benches with little dedication plaques.
To the dead and all. And she goes, we couldn't wait to get out of the place. I was there, are you joking? No. And then John, who's here, the English guy that works here, says it's known tongue-in-cheek to the other English people as Torremolinos.
No, Torbados.
Torremolinos. Torbados.
So we had Elaine's less than complimentary kind of, review of Torquay.
Yeah, and then it got to the hotel and the fact that it advertises itself as having a great view of a McDonald's.
That's right. So the hotel he's staying in Torquay as PJ said, it has that view. But then, of course, that wasn't enough for PJ. He had to dig a little bit deeper.
Well, I googled it because all the slagging I was getting, I googled it to say it can't be that bad, and I found an online review of the hotel I am staying in Torquay tomorrow night.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, prepare yourself. Okay, so this is this was posted up on YouTube. This is a review. It's a small section, tiny section of what was it, like a 15-minute review or something, wasn't it?
Yeah,
so this is just
the long one. Yeah,
this is what PJ.
He took his time. Yeah.
This is what PJ is looking forward to.
Hello and welcome to the Ashley Court Hotel room review in Torquay, Devon. And this is an older styled hotel which will lean towards the older clientele.
Excuse me.
Clean. Not so clean. Here's your bathroom. Very old styled bathroom. It smells very rubbery in here. The wallpaper is odd. Here is the bed. And one thing I did notice are these stains on the pillow, so I didn't use this pillow. Oh, another stain there. Another stain there. There's no mattress protector underneath. Yes, there is a hair. Disgusting. 2 hairs. There's quite a few hairs, actually. Disgusting. So the mattress does have hairs on it. They need to work on that. Disgusting.
Yeah, as I say.
Well, to say I can't wait now, eh?
That was a small.
You want to see
the stains on the bed stuff and all on the pillowcase?
He goes on to say at one point, he goes, I would stay another night here if I was forced to. And says the maximum anyone should pay is £36.
The smell of
smelly.
Another part in it which you didn't get to hear there was
God.
He leans out the window, and I mean he nearly falls out the window just to be able to say that you have a partial view of a hill. So
this is my break.
Members of the Nova Nation.
This is my holiday.
It's what PJ Gallagher is heading into this weekend.
In an orange weather morning.
Torquay, in the lashings of rain.
Oh, I hope those benches for the dead are comfortable.
You've been listening to Glory Days, the best of Radio Nova's Morning Glory with PJ and Jim. Catch the show live weekdays 6 to 10 on FM, online at nova.ie, or on the Nova app.
With insuremycars.ie. Get low prices and save on your car insurance today at insuremycars.ie.